like NASCAR? Do you like A Tribe Called Quest? Well, you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like sandwich and nachos? Well, then you'd love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like guns? Do you like butter? Well, you're gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Yo, what's good, son? You like pit bulls, say? You like solving Sudoku puzzles? Then you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Hey, buddy, if your car making a sound like this, you might want to get you some power steering fluid and check out the Urban Conservative podcast.
All right, guess who's Bizak? It is not top of the morning. It's not a Monday night. You are not tripping. It's Wednesday, and we're live here on the Urban Conservative, as it were. So, you know, we got to do the live thing. Shouts out to everybody that supports the platform. We appreciate all the support that comes in, the likes, the comments, the shares, all that stuff means a lot. Of course, check us out over on X, formerly Twitter, at TU Conservative. Make sure to follow us there. And of course, on YouTube at TUC Twins. We much appreciate that. And Ali, we got a live. We had to go live because of what we saw this morning as we were doing our live show. And let's couch this conversation in a very important election. When I say important, not that we live in the city of Rocky Mount, but it's important. It's an important election because of some of the direction the city needs to take. And you know, this is something that we've had our eyes on. So again, shouts out to all the folks out in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. We appreciate all of y'all. Oh, what's up? Peace. What up? We got some folks here. You might, Sister Barbara, you might want to share this one. You might want to hit the share on this, because we're not only going to talk about this race, right, Ali? We're also going to be talking about this morning's interview on WNCR, which I took the liberty to us reacting to Bronson Williams versus Tim Barnes, which is how I saw it. I saw it like it was almost like a versus thing. But we're going to get into that. So let's talk a little bit about this mayoral race. What's going on with that?
All right. So if you do not know, the way Rocky Mount's mayoral race works is if someone doesn't receive, I think it's 50% plus one of the vote, then there automatically is triggered a runoff, which is what is occurring right now between the current mayor, Sandy Robertson, and Teresa Alston Stokes. Now, Sandy Robertson has been the mayor for many moons at this point. I think he's I won't venture to say whether I think he's done a good job or not, but he is running for re-election to continue, in his words, trying to get Rocky Mount going in the right direction. Now, Ms. Stokes is not or has not been an elected official before, hasn't served on city council or anything like that, is very well known in the community, has apparently done a lot of community service work in the community. Now, why is this important? Why does this matter? Because when you look at a place like Rocky Mount, and when you look at places like Rocky Mount all across, not just North Carolina, not just Virginia, not just Florida, not just New York, we're talking about places that are facing a decline in population, an increase in crime. We're talking about places that have economic distress. And for the most part, you know, need people in position that can bring economics and economic development, that can attract business, that have.
Well, let me add one layer to that. And also, right, it is definitely important for the people of the city of Rocky Mount to understand very, very basic government function and the qualifications that a person should have when they're going to assume a position that requires administrative right? In political, things. So when you're selecting your candidates, right, the background is important. The field or walk of life that this person comes from should play a part in that. Now, am I saying that a mechanic, for example, shouldn't run for local city council? No, I'm not saying that a mechanic shouldn't run for city council. What I'm saying is that the mechanic, if he's interested in running for city council, may want to serve on a board, try to get into a position of learning local governance. Don't just come off the couch, as it were, if that makes sense, Ali. Right? You get in, you learn a little bit, you take and then you say, okay, let me make an educated decision. And a lot of the times, sometimes people don't do that. They jump in and haven't served in any positions, and these things are all important. So, where were you going with this?
All right. So now, I think the backdrop being that there is a runoff, and the undertone of this whole race is we have an opportunity to put the first Black female mayor into Rocky Mount. And that has seemed to be kind of the campaign identity. And it's troublesome in that I think there should be more qualifications other than your skin color to be an elected official. I just, that's couched in that. There's
But
also
let's
been this.
ask. Let's hold on. Let's ask this question: is that us speculating that, or is that the claim being made by the Stokes campaign? Like, is it running on a campaign? Is she running on a campaign that reflects the needs or anything of that nature? Like, what is her campaign messaging that's up there? In all fairness.
In all fairness, all one would have to do, and I just had this up and it disappeared. Hold on. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Now, hold on. Where'd it go? Here you go. I got it. I pulled it back up. So here you go. Look at that. I just shared a tab. There you go. That's what you got.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, so let's establish some of these things. So affordable housing, where's her plan to address affordable housing? Where's the plan to address economic development, public safety, and equity? That's a flyer that's telling me to take a stand for these things, but where's the actual plan? Is there anywhere on there that tells us the actual plan?
All right. Red flag already. You see the placement of this website, bro? I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Well, let me click the about. That's what you got, bro. That's the website. That's what you got. Well, that donate page definitely flicks on something. But about upcoming
Scroll down.
events.
Maybe it's all a one pager.
Nah. Whatever's supposed to be right here, they didn't develop the website correctly, bro.
See, these are things that y'all, as the voters of Rocky Mount, should pay attention to. These things are very, very important. Okay. So there's a Facebook page I see, right? Okay, so hold on. Is a community stop. About is right there. Scroll down. It's right there.
Uh-huh.
That jumbled up text is the about. Is a community advocate and a veteran in public broadcasting. With her extensive experience and commitment to the city, Stokes is dedicated to creating a united, thriving Rocky Mount. She believes in open communication, inclusivity, and accountability, and she's committed to leading Rocky Mount with these principles as the forefront. That tells me absolutely nothing. Respectfully, that tells you, I mean, am I wrong? For those that are watching, am I wrong in saying that doesn't tell me anything about the person? How does that tell me about you? I don't know anything about you now. Now I just know you're a public advocate and you're calling yourself a veteran of broadcasting. Cool. I don't know what that means. Yeah, that doesn't explain how you would be a good mayor or any policy positions on anything currently going on in the city or anything of that nature. Nothing. We got nothing. So
that doesn't do it for you.
No. In light of that, now what's on the other side?
Okay. So the other side of this is going to be a person by the name of Sandy Robertson, who has a website here. And if I click home on his website, this is what I get.
Okay.
Please vote election day. Putting public safety first. Strong supporter and friend of law enforcement by supporting the police department's successful
Okay,
effort
yeah,
to
I don't
increase
even.
officer.
I'm saying okay. Obviously, there's a lot more available information there. Okay, cool. So it appears this is what it appears. So we could get on to the reaction to this morning's thing, because this leads us into this video from this morning, right? Um, so as many of you that are from Rocky Mount know, what is the station, Ali? I don't want to
W
missay the station. You have the
WNCR.
video pulled up? You have the video,
I
right?
do. I
Okay.
do.
I wish I could get my hands on it. All right, because there's gonna be some pauses that need to happen here.
Okay.
So you guys from Rocky Mount know who's who in this, but for those of our viewers who don't know what's going on here, we've been covering Rocky Mount in North Carolina going on a year now, ever since last December, ever since early January, let's just say. And there's been a lot of figures to emerge, if you will. And clearly, both of these gentlemen are in the media space, right? Bronson, that you see on the left, is a host of a morning show. Is that a morning show, or is it?
He
It is
does
a morning show,
a
right?
morning show. Brother has run for mayor twice, two or three times, and wasn't successful in that regard. But to some, he is the one, because he was in the race. That is what forced the runoff that is occurring right now between the mayor and Mrs. Stokes. So Bronson's a morning show host. Tim Barnes has a show and a platform, and they're going to get into that. But why? The reason I bring this up is because while we were getting prepped for our morning show, this came up on our radar, and I just heard some very bizarre things. And to the folks that live in Rocky Mount, clearly, if you're going to make a decision about the mayor, you need to take that advice, if you're going to not do it yourself, from people who know what they're talking about. So you want me to go ahead and drop this, bro?
Potentially people talking about running for office, publicly talking about running for office, because not only did Bronson state that he was going to run for office and do it, right? There was chatter, to my knowledge, that Mr. Barnes was considering running for a political office at some point. And you need to be mindful of people's policy positions when they speak in public, right? So let's get into this video, Ali.
All right, we're gonna go ahead with it right now. Dead to music.
What do you call it? You call it a podcast, a video? What do you actually call it?
I have no idea. Just a vlog.
A vlog. Okay, a vlog. Okay, it's True Rocky Mount, and you talk about any and everything there. And now I've seen you at the last city council meeting. You go to a couple of it. Was it your first city council?
That was my first time going.
Okay, let's
You
move
tried.
your mic
That's
up just
when
a
you
little
tried.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when you tried to avoid me.
No, so let's talk about that, right?
All
So let's talk
all
about that, right? So you said, hey,
Off the gate, he accused the man of trying to avoid him. Off the gate.
Okay, but he said
Bronson was going up.
He said, "Let's talk about that."
Right.
Over here trying to get in. So actually I was, because I was a little late, and I was trying to go in so I can register to speak, because if you do not have your paper in, you cannot talk. And so you notice that I did not get to talk because I was accosted by you guys that day. He said I had to hold his hand so he wouldn't leave. And so I'm like, this guy. And so that's right. So no, it definitely wasn't avoiding. I saw you. But the goal was,
Yes, you were, Bronson.
and that's why Miss Minji's. No, it's Minji's. She didn't talk. She normally talks as well. And so we both was, I guess, running late. She was trying to get up in there, so was I, because the process. And actually, they had turned the paperwork in even a tad bit earlier that day. I guess it wasn't meant for me to speak, but no, I wasn't avoiding. I'll talk to anybody, despite what people might say about me, and this, that, and third.
You was avoiding me.
No, sir. No, sir. Not at all. And so then I heard they said, "Hey, yeah, it was somebody was there talking." Said, "Bronson won't put me on there." I said, "Sure, I will. Why wouldn't I?" So all these things that people might say about me, they just don't know me at the end of the day. But I don't really know you like that. So I said, "Yeah, let's get him on there and talk about it." So you've been here for how long here in Rocky Mount?
17 years, since 2006.
Okay. What made you move to Rocky Mount?
Well, my mother's originally from here.
Okay.
So in New York, we had a house, Bronson, man. This is expensive, New York. Our taxes was $5,000 a year.
Okay.
And so we decided to move here because that's what her family is, and it's been a great move.
Okay.
It's been cool, man.
And just real quick, so you don't want to talk too much about your business, but tell us about what you got a key business, locksmith business or something like that.
Yeah, automotive locksmith and automotive repair.
Okay.
Yeah, but just like you said, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. So I just want to get it out there. So now you got involved with local politics, and I think you got like an observer.
For the record, I would want to talk about my business.
Or something. Is that right? Okay. So what made you just to say, hey, I'm gonna start doing it? Was that something you did in New York too? Was that something?
No. The observers.
Uh huh.
All right. So when we first moved here, we called up the city. The city came out, cut on the water, and all of a sudden I heard. So I looked up under the house. Somebody stole all the piping. So then I looked across the street. Another drug house. 2 drug houses.
Okay.
So I was like, dang it, man. What can we do? Police is pretty cool though. So that's when we started the Observer's van. We put the van out there, and all of a sudden things just stopped. Actually, also the first night we was here, my mom's car got broken into. They just took the change out. Man.
Oh, wow.
So that's why we started the Observers.
Okay. And then from there, at one time, I don't know if it was the redistricting kind of changed. One time you was gonna run for Ward 4, and then
I wasn't really into it that much, so
Okay.
I didn't know what. And that's like a lot of people. I didn't know which ward I was in. I really didn't care. You know, and that's the mentality of a lot of people here.
Mm-hmm.
And that started to change because when we started looking into this, the local politics is much more important than Washington, the presidential, because this
I'd agree with that.
is based on how many votes
Right.
you get. Unlike
I'd agree
the
with
other
that.
one,
Fair.
The other one was like that.
Fair.
Hillary would have been our president already.
Yeah.
So you got more involved.
Wait,
I got more
wait,
involved
wait,
in
what?
This one.
Wait.
And
What?
especially I seen,
What do you mean? What?
What did he just say? Back up. What did he just say? Hillary what?
Hold on.
that started to change because when we started looking into this, the local politics is much more important than Washington, the presidential, because this is based on how many votes you get, unlike the other one, because if the other one was like that, Hillary would have been our president already.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. What? Yo, what? What? What?
Yo.
So,
Hold on.
Oh, I get it. He's saying because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, we would have had Hillary Clinton over Obama.
Yeah, but the Rocky Mount vote ain't a popular vote. Like, what is he talking about?
I mean, we'd have had
What?
Hillary Clinton over Trump, not over Obama yet.
What?
Yeah.
Did that make any sense to you?
Yeah, he said we would have had Hillary Clinton instead of Trump if it was based on a popular vote.
So you're saying how are you comparing federal elections to local elections?
I don't know, bro.
What is the contrast of that? Like, you say that to say what? That if we were doing if Hillary Clinton would have won based on the popular vote, how does that change what would have happened in Rocky Mount or how things happen in Rocky Mount? Like, that's my question. But anyway, go ahead.
And especially I seen, when you ran a couple, I'm gonna tell you, because you said I can go off the cuff on this.
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you why you lost 2 times.
Okay.
It's because of the.
Okay.
That's a really weird thing to say.
No. Let it go.
Degenerate races that follows you. See, no. Check it.
The degenerate racists that follow you.
Yo.
Now, a little while ago, when I first got onto the scene, everybody was up against Andre and Ruben. Andre, 47,000. Like, people don't have skeletons in their clothes. They was on Andre. So I said, all right, I'm gonna go with this. But the moment I changed and started supporting Andre, these people turned their backs to me. White people turned their backs to me like you. And that's what's going on with you right now.
I don't under. What does he mean? Turn it. I don't.
Oh
I,
man.
what does that
You know,
mean?
there's some people you just can't talk to. Some people are just not going to be rational, no matter what you do. No matter you can take the most clearly. You can take the most logical approach with talking to people, and logic and reason sometimes just escape people. I mean, it seems.
You don't, of course.
Hold
No, go
on,
ahead.
bro. Hold on.
You don't promote Teresa or Andre or Ruben or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they all for you. As long as you're going against them, they all for you. But the moment you go against Sandy, run against him, they like, nah, they got to vote for Sandy. And the black people, you already doomed them because they like you. You know, he's Uncle Tom, so you're gonna lose their vote anyway. So that's why you lost. That's why Teresa.
Well, and I'll tell you this: on the 8th, I'm gonna talk a lot about what you just
say
talked
the 8th
about.
again.
Yeah, on the
What's up with
8th. On the
that?
8th, I'm gonna talk about that because I want no distractions to the campaign, right? And so I don't want anybody to say, "Hey." Anyway, so yeah, on the 8th of November.
Wait. So Bronson is saying he's not going to say anything for anybody about the mayor's race. So's not to say he had an impact on anything. Is that what you just caught?
That's what I just caught, and I think that's a very fair position to take.
There, man, you gotta give us more.
The election's over on the 8th, and so that's why
But why can't you speak now? Speak.
No. I'll talk about your thought process as to why I lost, and I'll talk about some other things associated with that.
That's why you lost.
I mean,
you know that's why you lost.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say this: you can have a number of consultants and surveyors give you all type of analysis and processes as how things function.
Christopher Braswell, that was a bad move.
Yeah. So again, there'll be a number of that. So I'm gonna talk about that on the 8th of November, and
So I've talked to the young man Christopher Braswell, bro, and I guess is it. I don't understand.
that way we will allow.
So here's my question: has this man run a successful campaign before?
That's a question for him, but if I had to guess, I'd say no. Which was all right, so I'm glad you tabled that. I'm noticing a lack of saying in my opinion, right?
Or I think
Bronson has been gracious to this point, not even addressing those subtle nuances of the conversation, which is cool. But I'm going to be like, yo, wait a minute. You mean in your opinion, right? I'm going to stop you. No, this is your opinion. This is what you think. No, this is why you lost. No, that's what you think. That's your point of view. I lost because of this. That's your point of view. And so I don't understand as I'm hearing this, the tone, again, this is just a very, very weird. This is very weird. Go ahead.
Will basically analyze from my perspective as well, and perhaps even some outside perspective, and just the culture, politics in Rocky Mount in general, right? And again, you brought out a point of talking about racism that exists in our community, and so you felt that ever since you've been here.
No. Ever since I started getting on this scene of the politics, and that's when I really started. The problem here. Now, there's a lot of good white people in Rocky Mount, but the problem is the racist white people are sneaky, and a lot of black people ain't too smart enough to pick up on that sneakiness.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yo, that's dirty ball right there, bro. That's foul on the play, ref.
Yeah, I'm on the record. I'm not messing with this dude. I'm good. I'm good with you. I'm not messing with you.
So
yeah, you're not even yo, here's what I'm saying. He's gotta be trolling. Like he can't be seriously, he really can't believe that. There's no way he believes that.
Hold on.
The way they say things, you gotta read into what they say. Like when they say, oh man, Rocky Mount's going down, it ain't what it used to be. Mm-hmm. Now, ain't what it used to be to who? To a white person.
Yo, we have a documentary with black people in it that tell you Rocky Mount ain't what it used to be. The old folk used to be able to sleep with their doors unlocked. Like,
and it used to be good. It used to be good. They were happy. Now they're not. All right, yeah, keep going. This is strange.
Old Rocky Mount was when a black person couldn't look you straight in the eye. Had to say yes, sir.
What?
No, sir. Even down to that little.
What?
Yo, race bait on the play, ref.
So look. I can't, and this is never gonna happen. I'm never bringing this dude on the platform. We can't have a conversation. You can't be rational with people like this. There's no civil discourse with people like this. And the reason I'm saying this is why I'm saying that. This comes off to me like somebody that just wants to hear themselves talk. That you just want to hear, you want to inject yourself for whatever reason. And at the end of the day, you don't even understand the basics of what's going on here.
That's their history of Rocky Mount. A black person has a different one now.
So I guess I hear you saying that. So how then do you come to that assumption without engaging the conversation with how you define sneaky white people? Say, what do you mean when you say Rocky Mountain? Tell me what that means, right? Not do I want to assume how they're feeling about their interpretation of what historically Rocky Mountain was well for them, but what do they actually mean when they say that? So we hear a true conversation, have a true dialogue between you and that individual to say, hey, what is your interpretation of why Rocky Mountain what it used to be? Tell us some of those things.
Every time I try to talk to somebody white about that conversation, I get avoided.
Okay.
They don't want to discuss it. So nobody wants to come to the table and talk to me about this.
Because nobody wants to be accosted and called a racist and talk and have you can't have a conversation with somebody whose mind is already made up. Yeah, yo, I don't know if y'all caught this already, right? But as you watch these things, and the beauty of playing them back is that you get to pay attention to what people say. So in the beginning, it was, you avoided me. No, I didn't. You avoided me. No, I didn't. You avoided me. No, I didn't. You avoided me. So I just told you 3 times I didn't avoid you, and you still kept going with I avoided you. Then I'm saying, this is why you lost. No, that's okay. That's your opinion. No, this is why you lost. So it appears that you're dealing with somebody who, once they have their mind made up, and it's like you said, you go from not supporting Andre to supporting Andre, and it's like flip-flopping. And basically, with the information that's available, it appears these things are being done for internet clout. That's the only thing that I could think of.
Hold on.
So, I don't know how long you've been following our page, but I put that post out there all the time about how we did a show on it. But
okay.
They will not call and debate me about what they mean by that.
Got it. Yeah.
Nobody wants to. Why should somebody who's
because I'm gonna say, listen, the white person we can call a white person from Rocky Mount and get them on the phone with you, bro. And they're gonna say, when you say the good days with Rocky Mount, they're gonna say the days when I could sleep outside on the balcony, when nobody gave a shit about what color you were, when nobody cared about blah blah. No, that's not what you mean. You're gonna tell the person what they mean. So why would somebody come and waste any of their oxygen talking to you? Yeah. It's like that is the.
Hold on.
Don't know that history as well. Okay, like.
Oh shit! What?
Was it you or Christopher that supported?
Did you hear that get slid in? Black people don't know their history. So you know black people's history.
I don't know how long you've been following our page.
Watch.
I put that post out there all the time about how we did a show on it.
Okay.
They will not call and debate me about what they mean.
Yo, he sound like somebody who.
Got it. And
black people don't know their history as well. Okay, what?
Whoa.
I don't know. Was it you or Christopher that supports Christopher Wimes Anderson supposed to be running for war?
And why is he dropping these people names like this on the radio? These people, Crystal is not running for office, bro. She's not.
Yo.
My dude, yo, man.
So
that's uncouth.
Used to talk. Crystal used to talk.
Okay.
And she used to say, Well, I don't know too much about plantation because my parents never worked on a plantation. Like, Jesus Christ, man, that ain't got nothing to do. Of course, my parents never worked on a plantation either. But I know the history.
So I'll say that when you
So wait.
say, hey,
So
my
you
parents
know
are-
that black people, hold on. So you know black people used to work on a plantation. How does that relate to the politics of the day?
And
So
what
unless
does
you're
that got to do? What does that got to do with the average? Because we drove around Rocky Mount, bro. There were white people out there begging for change and playing guitars and trying to string it together just like everybody else. What does that have to do with the current economic condition? What does your great, great, great grandmother or whoever being on a plantation got to do with you today? What
Right, and there's no. So this is I'm gonna explain, and I hope somebody shares this with Tim. I'm gonna explain to you why that conversation makes it not worth really even talking about. Okay, here's why. What you're gonna have to do is draw a connection to the current conditions in the city, to a incident that happened about race, about slavery, and what you're gonna not be able to do is produce any connection to the current disposition of the young black and Latino people in that city to to slavery. You're not going to be able to do it. Not without playing on somebody's emotion and using very broad general strokes like black people had to walk with their face down. No, not everywhere and not everybody. This tells us that you don't know history. Because you're making this blanket statement that Rocky Mount's history was black people walking with their face down and couldn't look up at the white man. Like, that's a very general statement. And that's not the nuanced history that was slavery. But you wouldn't know that because you've got the perception and the narrative that you want to go with, and nobody can tell you different.
parents never worked on a plantation, so I don't know it. And again, there are lived experience, but I do think that younger people are looking at things from a different perspective. Do we want to be beholden to the past scars and tragedies that have happened? No. How do we move on to that? Because at the end of the day, if we hold on to it, how in the world do we move for tomorrow?
See, it's not a matter of holding on to it. It's a matter of just knowing your history.
Like I know it.
all right,
Right.
Right.
So-
We've no. He
If
said
you
it.
did, you wouldn't be in a position to do what you're doing right now,
So
Bronson.
no.
what?
Yo, this dude is
Yo.
out. Yo, I don't think people listen back or think before they talk. You can't be thinking like there's no way he's serious. I can't
No,
believe.
so
Go ahead.
No, just go.
here's
All
another
right,
piece.
check that. Look who supports you, and look who you support. You support Sandy Robinson, who can't even
Who
take.
said I support Sandy Robinson? I
Oh no.
haven't.
Let me finish. Let me finish that because that's my opinion.
All right,
That's my
Go
opinion.
ahead.
He can't even look the sanitation workers in the eye. Can't even just listen to them. Now, as a mayor, he should have been sitting there. What did he do? He walks out the meeting.
Oh, so let's talk about that, right?
All right.
So that was not a meeting, first of all. All right. So okay, you had
Wait. So
Why do you keep cutting this dude off?
it gave him
Yo,
every
this is
right to
becoming
walk out?
unwatchable.
And let me tell you this, because
Oh my God.
the regular city council meeting was canceled, right?
So why did he show up then?
That was my thought process too. Why did he show up? Oh, I know why. No, I tell you. So the regular city council meeting was canceled. Then you had 3 council members: Andre Knight, Reuben Blackwell, and Richard Joyner call a special call meeting. Now, if you were about business, if somebody just told you, if you knew you want to have quorum at the regular council meeting at 7 p.m., then why do you call another meeting at the same time in which 4 of the members said I can't be there? Because it was not about having a meeting; it was about theater. It was about having something where you know you want to have quorum, and the moment you don't have quorum, there is no meeting. The mayor adjourned the meeting, which he was supposed to do, following our Robert Rules of Order and our city charter, and so therefore he should have walked out because there was no meeting.
He should have
walked out.
And Keith Rogers too, right?
There was no meeting.
So why
The
did the
meeting was
thing is
adjourned.
back up, just like
Okay.
you was confused. Why did they show up then?
Well, they didn't.
Just explain that to
you.
yo.
showed up. They never said I couldn't be there. Who couldn't be there was Jabars Walker,
Yo,
TJ
man.
Walker, Tom
Yo,
Harris,
man.
and
Yo,
Lodge
Ali.
Dawson. Those are the
Yo. He just explained it to you in the most simplest terms. According to Robert's Rules of Order and the procedures of a meeting, that's why he showed up and then did his business. At that point, there is no meeting. That's why he showed up. What's so difficult about that? Keep going, bro. Oh,
the four who couldn't be there, right? And so that left you with 3, and so you don't have quorum. And so people go and say, "Oh, and this thing that they had, and I'm gonna talk about that on the 8th as well. What I saw in there, I never seen in my years of following city council meetings the type of stuff that went on that Monday night.
What you saw in there was the truth.
What
that was the true Rocky Mountain right there.
Okay. Yeah, your opinion, go ahead. What I saw in there.
Good tap. You heard him, Rock? Good tap. It was a little, he tapped it one time. Flat. Yo, your opinion? Good one.
What I saw in there, was a meeting that didn't have quorum. Thus, there was no meeting. And anything folks wanted to say, you said it outside of those chambers. Because you don't go into the General Assembly floor and speak. You don't go on the congressional floor and speak. You do it outside, right? Because you have the quorum. In fact, one of the speakers there, Clay Turner, he talked about, this is what he said. If you go back and listen to what he said, Tim, he says, I understand when a regular meeting, so the quorum is appropriate here, right? He even identified, if you go back and listen to the words, you listen to what people say, right? If you go back and listen to what he said, I understand the quorum is here now. So, I mean, people who like stuff like that, I get it, but how does it move the city forward?
It's funny how, when they had that city
How does it move the city forward?
council meeting and Andre and Ruben didn't show up, the whole city was, on this, and why they didn't show up? But now it's an
The whole city?
excuse. Now y'all giving an excuse why this...
I guess that's what you say.
Somebody want me to say something over here.
Whoa.
That's the other piece.
Whoa, bro. Whoa. Proxy arguments are happening here.
They didn't show up. There was still a quorum present, so business of the city could still be handled, right? There's only 2 city councils missing.
If you're going to be a city leader, his responsibility was to sit there and listen. It was like he left like somebody was going to dive on him or something. Sit there and listen to the people. Do you agree that he should have sat there and listened to them? It wasn't like nobody was going to jump on him or nothing. Why couldn't he just sit there and listen to them?
The meeting was over.
That mean, oh, come on. See,
the meeting was over.
How can we have...
Yo. Why? The meeting's over. I got shit to do. What do you want me to do?
We have a real conversation.
You gonna tell me?
No, he said, yo, listen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, the meeting was over.
No. Listen, Rod, let me tell you something. It's something people got to learn, right? So when I had the chance to go to the White House and the event was over, Rod, nobody said anything. Do you know what they did, son? They had a guy stand there and just hold his hand up. Like, he just held his hand up. And it was made very clear that we're walking in that direction. You know why? You know why? Because it was over, bro. It was over. Your time here.
And listen, and when it's over, it's over. The meeting was over.
Yeah, there's no more meeting.
Can you accept that reality that the meeting was over? It seems to not be something that's being, it seems to be
Maybe
lot of
that's the fundamental.
dissonance.
Yeah, that's the fundamental disagreement. They don't understand when the meeting's over.
Tell me the meeting was over, so he's got up and left.
Look, just because we're gonna.
Yes, sir. The meeting was over.
What's funny about that?
Left.
Disagree on that. The meeting was over, right? Let me tell you, if it was Teresa sitting there as the mayor, she did it, the meeting was over. If I was sitting there as the mayor and I did it, the meeting was over.
Teresa would have did that. Teresa would have never did that.
Well, that's her. I don't know what she did.
No. No, you know
you
Teresa.
don't know what a person
I know
do.
what Teresa would not have left.
I tell you this, there are some people who will say, I never thought Bronson would do this or do that, right? So we always.
Oh, you telling me out in the public if people wanted to talk to you, you just walk away from it.
That was not.
It's a matter of listening to the people.
That was not the proper place to do that.
Oh my God!
Because there was no quorum present at that particular meeting.
You know that meeting was true. That meeting.
That was a circus.
There was no. It was no.
That was theater.
It was no.
What do you mean that meeting was true? What does that mean? Like, what? How could you're wrong? If a meeting happens, is it true that the meeting happened? Is that what we're saying by the meeting was true? That's all I could come up with when someone says the meeting is true.
No clown sitting up here hitting the gavel every time somebody talked. It was true.
That's called decorum in a meeting. If Teresa Alton Stokes was the mayor of Rocky Mount, you would expect people to respect the gavel when she has it. Because when you're following Robert's rules of order, it allows for the proper and orderly functioning of a meeting. That's why you have that.
And get this, they didn't tell Adrian and that other white lady to shut up and sit down. They let them get up and talk.
And interrupt them every second they got. And then
they got interrupted. It was...
Correct.
When somebody said something disagree with, everybody said, preach, teach, I mean, no.
When they spoke, they let them speak, didn't they?
No, they
didn't cut them off. They sat there.
From what they was saying.
Adrian got to say everything she wanted.
I mean, we got video. We can play it.
They didn't stop it.
Absolutely cut off everybody.
They let them sit there and talk. And
Yes,
after
sir.
they
Not
spoke,
uninterrupted.
that's when either Ruben replied or that's when Andre
improper
replied.
facts. That's not how that happened.
All right, y'all go
ahead. I mean, I'm gonna pull up now because I'm the type of person that be like, okay, you're not gonna say something.
What you gonna pull up? What?
The city
Somebody
council
talking?
meeting. Yeah.
Are you gonna pull up that Andre or Ruben interrupted these people while they were speaking?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Because watch this. Here's how I can remember. When she said something about my husband, he said, "Wait a minute, I'm not your husband." Do you remember that happened at that meeting?
Of course.
Okay. So was it an interruption?
That was not an interruption. She said, "You speak to me like my you yell."
Wait a minute. That is the textbook definition of an interruption. Textbook definition.
Let me like my husband.
Was that an interruption?
That was not an interruption.
All right, let's go to it.
Are you going to say that was an interruption?
If somebody is speaking and you stop them, it's called an interruption.
Let's go to it.
Oh my God. Oh my God, man.
What else about it? Is that meeting? We finished talking about that meeting stuff with this video and play on the meeting?
We're done with that meeting.
Okay. The nun meeting.
No, just like you just said. A meeting.
The
you
nun
said we
meeting.
done. No, you didn't say a non-meeting. You said meeting.
True.
It was a meeting.
It was a special call meeting that a quorum was found to not be established, and so it had to end. And so, but again, they knew that going in.
You know, no matter what we talk, no matter what we say here, you and your followers are going to agree that it wasn't a meeting to make yourselves feel better.
It's not to feel better. It's because you're absolutely 1000% not accepting objective reality and fact. The fact of the matter is there was no meeting. You can't have a meeting without a quorum. There was no meeting.
That's just facts.
The fact is that was a true meeting, man. That was the people speaking right there. That's what's out there, not this fake stuff that be going on and giving them 3 minutes and this buzzer goes. That's fake.
How is the actual meeting where there's order and decorum and process and procedure and respect and honoring somebody having the floor in an official recorded proceeding fake?
That was real. That was the real meeting. That was the real Rocky Mount. That was the true Rocky Mount. Shows up. So what I say.
Because it becomes real when we let multiple people say that.
Had that been opposite, y'all would have been all for it.
But you know what you could have done if that's what they wanted to do?
What?
They could have had no meeting. Those 3 council members could have said, let's have a town hall. And we want to use the city council chambers. Because that's essentially what it was. Right?
What? No, it was a meeting.
It was a
meeting.
They tried to have a meeting.
Get this. Okay, here it is. I wanted one of you.
A meeting of who? A meeting like that's and folks, for the people that live in Rocky Mount, just understand why we're reviewing this and why we're taking a look at this is because this is a real live in time capture of seeing someone who has a predisposed position and is not willing to look at objectively what happened here in real time.
Why she go up to a rally for the sanitation worker? I have no idea. But what is she? When I asked her,
One of
why
my
you
followers,
here
what
for?
you talking about?
Yeah, Adrian. That's one of your followers. When we was out there at this sanitation workers,
One of your followers, like what?
I asked her, why are you here?
Asked.
Okay.
Did you hear her?
And why would you what's okay?
Why can't she
Oh
be
no, that's
there?
right, because you wasn't there.
Why? I wasn't going. Why
You
can't
wasn't
she
going.
No.
She said, because I'm here for the meeting.
Okay.
She said, I'm here, the meeting.
There was a special call meeting.
No, I'm here for the meeting. You just said it was a non-meeting.
It was a non-meeting.
It was a meeting.
Once there's no quorum,
If
there's
there
no
was
meeting.
no meeting, then why did she get up and speak? How did she get up and speak? Why didn't they just say, you know what? Your
How
white
did that
privileges are
happen?
over. Sit down. Why didn't they say that?
Oh,
they let her
did they
speak.
say that?
No, they
Oh,
let
not
her
this
speak.
time. Not this time. Okay. Okay.
Because it was a meeting.
Oh wait, I
They
can't. There's no
gave
video for it because there's no city council.
They gave people the right to speak. If there wasn't no meeting or if they didn't care about people, they would have told them to sit down. They let both of them people speak.
Yeah, it was really an embarrassment. I will say that, but I'll talk a lot about that other things on the 8th. I promise you.
It's only an embarrassment when it goes against what y'all believe in.
Yeah.
Y'all
And you get a bunch of
who?
comments.
Yeah.
Like y'all who though?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get now. See the bunch of comments you get. Just like I said, is a bunch of degenerate racists. You'll find these same.
Yo, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on a second. Wow. That is a real hold on a second. So the people who commented on Bronson's video are, according to him, a bunch of degenerate racists. Not some of them, all of them. Okay? That commented. This is I didn't realize, because I didn't watch this whole thing live, that this was an actual statement that he made. Okay? He just called everybody who commented on this video a bunch of degenerate racists. So let's do this. Hold on a second. Barbara Smith is a degenerate racist. Lucy Boyer is a degenerate racist for saying good morning. Lorraine Pitts is a degenerate racist for saying good morning. Barbara Smith, who... Look at this. Apparently, Deborah Gunter is a degenerate racist. Carolyn Henderson and Gwendolyn Swain. Barbara Chapman is apparently a degenerate racist. Barbara Smith, welcome to the world of degenerate racist hood. Allison, you're now a degenerate racist. Anybody, one of them, true test is how calm you can be in the face of criticism, judgment, and drama. So Eki Asamota is now a degenerate racist. Linda Cooper is a degenerate racist. He just said everybody who commented he gets a bunch of degenerate racists.
Same people over on Sandy's page doing the same kind of mess. The same people on Concerned Citizens, the same people on Fighting Crime. These are the people y'all want supporting you because it looks bad.
Who?
Dang it. If you pay attention to me and stop looking at the screen,
You have to write the
whether you
comments.
do it,
So
let's not forget the comment.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I had no idea this was this bad.
Trying to find the racist people. I ain't found them yet. So I'm looking.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow, he's trying to find the racist people. He ain't found them yet.
Okay. Helen, what's that? Mary. See, that's there it is right there. See
Mary
how
Helen, all
you?
she
No,
said
no,
was,
no.
"Oh
Hold,
my,"
see what
that
you
means
just
she's
said.
looking.
You see what you just said?
I'm trying to find
you were
racist
trying to
people.
face racist comments because you don't see them.
I don't see
because
them.
you just like one of them other house Negroes that don't. You no. Listen, wait.
Yo, are you serious? Are you serious? Yo, ladies and gentlemen, listen. This is exactly, and Bronson hasn't come out and said he's a Republican. He hasn't come out and said he's a conservative. He hasn't come out and said that he's for Biden or against Trump. He hasn't come out and said none of that. He just called this man a house Negro because he may not agree with the policy positions Sandy Robertson or Teresa Alton Stokes in real time. You get to hear. And I'm going to call this exactly what it is in real time. This is race bait 101. This is conjecture 101. This is complete and total ignorance 101 in full-time display. You just call somebody a house Negro. Now, the other problem you have with this situation, and if Ra was on, he would probably tell me not to say this, but he just called Mary Helen Taylor a racist. He's going to call somebody that we know who happens to be in the GOP, who happens to be one of the coolest people I know out there in Nash County, who happens to be one of the most patriotic people I know, who happens to be, one of the folks that I think genuinely participates in the political process because she cares about her community, she cares about her city, her country, her county. She cares about the people there. One of the people who, when I called and when other folks in Rocky Mount called and said, we needed your help to do something, did it hands down in a Black community, not because it was anything else other than Rocky Mount. What this man just did by accusing her of racism is downright despicable, is downright disgusting. And this goes to show you what happens when you have people with this mentality that these people can't think for themselves. This is the classic leftist mentality. Somebody like Mary Helen, she's a racist and don't even know it. That's the next thing you're going to get. That's why he said these people are sneaky. You got to watch out for the racists. They sneaky. And these are the same folks that'll tell you somebody like me who's a conservative or somebody like Bronson for that matter, he hasn't said anything outside of what his position is. I think, this is what I would do. Somebody like him is a house Negro because he chooses to think independently. Then you also got to notice the last thing I'm going to say before I click play on this, because that's absolutely despicable. I've spent time in Rocky Mount, not just with people in politics, not just with people who have houses and cars, not just with people who own businesses and talk to business owners who own businesses over there in the First Ward. I've actually talked to poor white folks that live in Rocky Mount. Okay, the same people who think that the system is against them, the same way you think the system is against you, they think the system is against them. It's less about race and it's more about circumstance. Racism, bro, to accuse these people of racism is absolutely despicable and disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Wait a minute, let me finish. That you don't realize what they're saying. You can't read between the lines of what they're saying.
So you're too stupid to see the racism, Bronson.
And I get it. I get it, man.
So tell me this.
No, you don't get it, sir. You don't get it. You clearly don't get it.
How read this to me. She says, "Oh my," and she has
you're gonna pick up a one comment.
That's the only one
so
she
are you
did.
gonna tell me that every single comment up there is gonna be a racist comment? No, it's not. It's just gonna be some of them.
Help me find it. I mean,
I'm not. Oh, you want me to get up and go over? Ronson wants me to get over there and go over and see a screen that I can't even make out the words right now. And go. You're just gonna give me Ronson. Come on, man.
So I think You bring.
You know,
some
I think the only
interesting
thing
points.
that we have really in common is trying to get these people out there to vote.
Sure, I'm all about getting people out to vote, for sure. You know, so
You keep looking at the comments.
Well, I did see this comment. I'll say this.
Close the laptop, man. We having an adult conversation. Those people half of them don't even know what the heck the heck they doing over there. What the heck they saying?
I was trying to find a
That's
racist comment.
division. That's division.
What? Do you all hear?
You think so?
Yo, listen. If you live in Rocky Mount, and I'm saying this because this is in real time, in real live time, you get to see somebody who wants to be viral so bad, they're willing to say anything. This is why my brother said he has to be trolling. You have to be trolling. I can't tell you all how bad this is, how terrifying this actually is, to think that somebody could seriously think this way. You just took away the thinking agency of everybody in the comments. You just said those people don't know what they talk about, and they have to be. So the same people who would actually know what they're talking about if they agreed with you only don't know what they're talking about because they're on Bronson's page. And they don't. Do you understand what people with this leftist kind of weird thinking does? What this mentality is? Do you understand, folks? And I'm not being hyperbolic here. How dangerous this is. As a black person, if you live in Rocky Mount and you hear this, whether you agree with him or not, he just told you you're not capable of thinking for yourself. Unless you fit into this neat box of thinking where every comment is the potential racist, where obviously, brother, the racism is everywhere. You don't think for yourself unless you think like that. That is absolutely terrifying in real time. I shudder to think that people would vote for this. This is, and honestly, with 22% voter turnout in the city, this is even more dangerous. It's stupidity like that makes people not think their votes matter in the first damn place.
Yes,
Well,
people.
look.
No. I don't.
Wait.
Notice I don't even have to look over there and see what they say. But see, you want to pick out a comment. My God, you want to pick out one comment.
I was at the meeting, and I didn't have a problem with it. Adrian knew it wasn't a city council meeting, but she stayed and gave comments. She yelled out to the people publicly said, in my mind, many times, this is Miss Mendez. I don't know. I don't think I don't know. Anyway, there are some issues in our community, right? But I don't think
there's a lot, man.
I don't think we're gonna get them resolved by drawing one line over here and a line over there. Because to your point, you said, hey, when I try to have a conversation with people, either be black or be white, they will not engage in conversation with me because they're scared or whatever, how you analyze as to why they're not, right? But people don't want to go into a situation where it's going to be confrontational because, one, I got to get to know who you are, right? And so they're not going to do that.
How do they know it's going to be confrontational if they don't get into the conversation with me?
They will
Look at you. Listen to how you're talking to him, bro. Like, listen, you came here confrontationally from jump. Like, yo, come on. That's why.
Based on your previous comments,
every look at your page, bro. You calling people porn stars. You're calling people house Negroes. Like, come on, who wants to be assaulted like that? Like, come on, man.
That's what they say, the old saying, judging a book by its cover.
Well, it's true. That's why they say don't do it, because they know people do it, right? So they say don't judge a book by the cover because they know that people are gonna. So if you really want to move the needle and engage in what you consider a racist person saying what Rocky Mount used to be, we're gonna have to really open up space and say, hey, you can talk to me. I really want to understand, because at the end of the day, I believe you.
Say that.
I do. I believe you in that situation, right? But at the end of the day, I think people want what's good for Rocky Mount. And we all gonna have a different opinion as to what is good. But I think in there we can find common ground, like you and I, like you said a few months ago. I think we're gonna disagree on ourselves, but what we do agree is that people ought to go to the polls, right? So you found, even in our conversation, that hey, here's something that I'm agree with Bronson with. Let's work on that together, right? And that's all I've been saying for a while. But again, if I post something, let's work across the aisle. Oh, Bronson's trying to do, but reality is, Tim, let's think about this now. There's age gaps, that's across the aisle. There's gender gaps, that's across the aisle. There's racial gaps, that's across the aisle. There's political opinions, that's across the aisle. There's religious gaps. I mean, there's so many ways you can work across the aisle, but in our limited conversational thought process, we're going to think, oh, Bronson want to work with some racist white folks, right? I want to work with any kind of folk, no matter who they are at the end of the day. So when I say let's work out,
that's not true though.
I do. We got to bridge the gap.
That's not true, Bronson.
That's absolutely true.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
That you would support somebody that's for the better of Rocky Mount.
I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh wow. And so.
Wow. Well, this is my opinion.
I like listen to that. And why is that?
Okay, because of what we see right now. I mean, how can, and again,
For the record, Bronson is not an elected official. Has never been an elected official in Rocky Mount.
you're gonna ask me why do I say that? But you support Sandy.
I know you can't say I support Sandy.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here's where we're gonna run into a problem when you're having a conversation with people like this, right? And when I say people like this could be a man, a woman, anybody. This is where I can see. I haven't watched this, but I have a feeling where this is about to go. Clearly, Bronson Williams has not said he supports Sandy Robertson. This guy just said, you support Sandy Robertson. He said, yo, you can't say that. The only response that should come back right now is, oh, I thought you did. Do you not? Question? Or something like that. That's the only thing that follows that response.
This is my opinion of
Okay.
it. This is my
Well,
opinion.
okay, go ahead.
You don't have an opinion. Either I support him or I don't.
A lot of people feel that way.
Well, they can feel how they want to.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Because how do you support somebody who don't even want to take the time out to listen to the sanitation workers?
What the heck?
How do you support somebody
All right, for the record, that was a huge letdown.
who want to get up out of a meeting and walk out and pass that they can't even sit there and listen? Just listen to. You can disagree with the people. You don't even care about what they want. But the fact is to sit there and listen. Teresa does that.
No, see, you want somebody to be fake. Did y'all hear that? That is exactly what he wants. So, okay, I don't want you to sit in a meeting if you don't care about what I'm saying. I am not going to sit in a meeting where I don't care about what's going to be said. If I have no interest or there's nothing I can do about the topic or subject of said meeting, or I don't want to be there, I'm not going to be there. I don't want a mayor. You shouldn't want a mayor that's going to sit in a meeting and listen to you and not do a dadgum thing. That is called being fake. No, you don't want that.
So you support Robertson over Teresa, which I don't understand.
He's not said that yet. You haven't tied
This. I don't understand it at all. Your campaign manager, Christopher Brass.
I had no campaign manager. Let's clear that up.
Huh?
I had no campaign manager.
Oh, so
right.
he perpetrated a fraud then. Because
Oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible.
The Christopher problem is Christopher plays both sides of the fence. He supports.
Why does this guy... Folks, this is tough. This is tough. This is... The man just said, I didn't have a
What's you and Troy, the ex-porn star? He support y'all over somebody who's for the city. But meanwhile, he supports y'all, but yet he'll go to somebody else's event that he's against and eat their food. What the heck is that?
So
this guy is weird. This is weird.
I talked to him about that because I heard about that.
Of course he didn't do it. Of course he said, no, I didn't do it.
No. You know, he said he was invited to those events. And I was invited to those events. I wasn't invited to Teresa's thing.
Okay, but Andre, you was invited, but you didn't go.
I didn't
See,
go.
I respect that. You didn't go. But he saw it as a free buffet.
And not that I didn't want to go. I just didn't have time. It didn't fit my...
So he... Do you see how attacking people like this is why nobody would want to talk to you? And this is somebody that wants to have an influence and an impact in y'all local politics out there by purveying sensationalism or whatever the case may be. Now, there's objective reality. There's objective reality. There's the reality of the state auditor's report. There's the reality of the election that just occurred and the turnout and the percentage. There's a reality that Andre Knight is the city council member that the people elected, whoever those people were that showed up to elect him, and he won the election. And clearly, the people that showed up to vote, you know, the majority of them wanted Andre Knight back in there, agree or disagree. The only thing you have to do at this point is look at the job performance of the person that's in the job. So if you have the people that have been on city council for 20 years and the economic conditions, which you are both going to agree are not as good as we would want them to be, the issues that face Rocky Mount are tantamount. The crime is not where we want it to be. The payment, you know, we do have internal employment issues in the city. So to come out and then say you support such and such. The man just said, I didn't have a campaign manager. To make this about every opportunity about attacking people individually. The man just said, I didn't have a campaign manager. Yo, he just went to go get a free meal. Yo, what that is not what people want to come on and talk. Like that it's again, ladies and gentlemen, in real time, you're looking at somebody who just wants that'll say anything. Now, granted, do you have the right to say anything? Sure. It's a free country. You have a First Amendment right to say whatever you want, but this be mindful. I just think people need to be mindful that you can't say everything about and to everybody all the time. And because it's politics, because it's the internet, and you want people to come and click on your show and watch, and you feel like you got a show, you feel like you could just say anything about anybody at any time, and you could just throw people out there. That doesn't always work out good.
Fit my schedule.
You didn't.
Okay.
You didn't. See, how can I sit here and have an honest conversation?
I'm being honest.
Admit it.
I'm being honest.
I don't support them. I don't want to go.
I'm being honest. Right?
You had a previous engagement.
Didn't fit
my... look, yeah.
Yes.
His 20-year celebration
Yes.
was in the midst of a campaign.
So I can't have something else to do? The man can't have had something else to do, bro? Come on.
It was in the midst of me running for mayor, right? And so there was
So
a lot
you couldn't
of
take out a few.
There was a lot of events I couldn't make it to, right? And that's just the reality. Now, if I wanted to sit around and capture all these events and say, look at what's happening, I mean, I could have spent time doing that, but I didn't. I spent time talking to people.
This is what the problem is at Rocky Mount. Y'all people, y'all don't want to admit your faults, admit when you're wrong, or just admit, just stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Yeah, folks. The wow. Folks, this is in real time. You get to watch in slow motion how insulting, absolutely insulting that is to somebody. Who do you, sir, think you are? Like, I don't understand the magnitude of the ego you must have to think that you are somehow in a position to point out anybody else's faults, bro. Like this particular this is wow. I'm just gonna say Bronson's composure is bordering on Gandhi like at this point.
Said
Well, I
I
thought
didn't want to
that
go.
I thought I said
If
that.
Sandy threw one invited me, I was like, no, I don't want to go.
I thought I said I would have walked out of that same meeting. I said that. Now you
You
might
would've
say
walked
you
out?
said it was wrong or whatever you might say. No,
Say, at least you admitted it.
I've
I
got
dig
no
it.
issue. I don't know what people might have told you about, what perception might have, but I got no issue telling you what's on my mind and anybody else for that matter. That's why
You avoid it,
That's
man.
why
You
that's
avoid
why
being
some
like played.
some of your followers like Camilla's dancing, your follower there.
Yeah.
Camilla's was funny, man.
He's your follower. Tell us about this thing. Y'all kind of got like a love-hate relationship because at first you were blocking them, you were doing all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, because see, I'm going to admit,
Okay.
I was on the wrong side of the tracks. I was up against Andre, and without doing my research, without doing the history of Rocky Mountain, see what he was fighting for, I was against everyone. Again, I had these same racist people that supporting you right now. I had them supporting me. So,
Yo, you see the same racist people. Do you see this? You know, it's like they've passed the torch of race bait to him. I'm thinking did they have a meeting with this guy and go, you know, you could talk about racism. It's how can you accuse people, individuals, nobody in Rocky Mount right now? Well, some people were probably alive during Jim Crow. I worked with Clarence Henderson, who sat at the Woolworth lunch counter in 1960. I know some people that were alive during Jim Crow. So if you're in your 80s, 81, 82, you were around during the tail end of Jim Crow. All right? You grew up in the Jim Crow South. So are those people still around? Sure. But I'm almost willing to bet nobody who's alive in Rocky Mount right now owned a slave. I'm willing to bet right now no white person or black person, because there was black people that owned slaves too. I'm willing to bet not a one white person in Rocky Mount alive today owned another human being at all. This idea. Now, let's be completely honest, y'all. Before we wrap this up, let's be completely honest. Are there people alive in Rocky Mount who probably don't like black people? Sure. Are there white people who live in Rocky Mount that don't like black people? Sure. Let's ask the other question. Are there black people in Rocky Mount that don't like white people? Sure. Are there black and white people that don't like Asian people or Indian people or Native American people or Alaskan people? People don't like people. And the more you feed into this idea of a systemic, all-encompassing, infused into the genetic core of the thought of society, racism as the core of that, the more we're going to see division and we're going to see people stepping away from the opportunities that lay in front of them. We're going to see people accepting the soft racism of low expectations. We're going to see people to continue to exist in this victimhood mentality when in no other country in the world can you be born in a place like Rocky Mount, North Carolina, in a poor condition and elevate out of that by doing a few simple things, by getting a high school diploma, getting a job, not having kids before you're married, getting a trade. I'm not saying you're going to be the 100 millionaire, but you could, the United States of America, this country, and North Carolina, again, for the umpteenth time, is a wonderful place where everybody has access to becoming better. And for you to sit here and say that the white folks, that there is a contingency and that those are the only ones that support Bronson, or those are the only ones that support this one or that one, It is a completely dishonest position to have. It's a despicable position to have, especially in light of all the information that's available. Again, I'm only saying this from the perspective of him coming out and saying, I was on the wrong side until Rocky. So we're not going to sweep that 47 grand under the rug, bro. That doesn't get swept under the rug as far as I'm concerned. The accusation that the state auditor of the state of North Carolina is a racist and did that audit because she was a racist, we went and got the lady and put her on the show. And she said, I grew up with black people. That racism argument, that racism bit, that foolishness is all you have left when you have nothing else to stand on. We're only gonna get us a few more minutes, y'all.
So I was all up against Camillus, but then I apologized to him recently because I see my errors. I did my research and saw what's going on. So now this is them white people. They're the racist white people. Racist white people. This is their worst nightmare come true.
Okay, he controlled this show, and I said, while I'm running this board, you won't control nothing. And tell your viewers bye-bye because you're going off the air. And so after I took him off the air some years ago, that is reality. That's what happened.
And what you're just speaking of,
So y'all got to remember, there was some glitches in the show.
you just reiterated everything the white people, race people say.
That's fact.
It's like they got
a
finger up your butt to speak,
let me tell you
man.
something. I cannot make up what happened. Right?
Okay,
because I was there. You weren't there. I'm telling you the conversation between me and Nancy. I'm telling you what happened. Okay?
You telling me
this is what happened.
So now, if he tells me, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be something different.
Well, if he tell you the truth, it's gonna be the same. If he tell you a lie, it will be different.
Oh my God,
right?
man.
So, but that's what happened. Go back. I'll tell you what. Go back and look at a blog he got that says Bronson Williams shuts down my TV show or something like that. He did. I tell you, he did this again. Whatever I tell you, you're gonna be able to verify. You're going to be able to verify whatever I tell you.
I'm going to go right to his
to
blog, and I'm going to look it up, and I
say,
guarantee you it's going to be something different than what you say right now.
That's fine. It's going to say, Bronson Williams shut down my show. I told you, he do say something different. Wait. He says that a white person called in. I'm telling you.
I don't know how much more I give this. We had to take a look at this because at the end of the day, what's happening in Rocky Mount, the division, the arguing, this idea that there's a cabal of racist white people, it's not helpful. It's not conducive to moving the city forward. You got to commend Bronson for having a level of decorum and a level of calm and asserting himself. But you got to remember, folks, and this is just a prime example in real time of someone that is perpetuating this idea of this secret race. Now, all you have to do, as we close this out, all you have to do is look at the city of Rocky Mount. You have a majority black city council. You have a black city manager. You have black department heads. You have a black police chief. You got black sanitation workers. You got black out the black everything. This idea that somehow this magical cabal of white supremacists in Rocky Mount is even capable of stopping anything. If there was some secret black agenda and I know that if that was a thing and they were trying to stop you and they were capable of doing it, it hasn't gone so well. So I think you need to look past the racism, bro. Look at the economics of what's happening in Rocky Mount. Look at the situation facing the schools and look at the situation facing what's happening more so than we talk about racism being an issue. We need to talk about the out of wedlock birth rate. Let's talk about the number of fathers in the household. How many married couples are we producing? What are the conditions that are most likely to produce success? And if we're defining success as children that are graduating high school without a criminal record or having children before they graduate high school, not having, if we talk about people that are able to go into the workforce with either a trade or join the military or go off to college, what are we producing? What are our literacy rates? Instead of this arguing about who the secret white supremacists are, why aren't we focusing on ensuring that our resources are going to early childhood education and early childhood literacy to start fixing the curve in the failure of Black children to learn how to read? Because all we got to do is go look at it. So that's some low-hanging fruit that we could talk about instead of this who the secret racists are. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been checking out a very special look back at the Bronson Williams morning show this morning. It went down in Rocky Mount. I don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments, man. Would you go on a show with somebody like that who tells you you're not even able to look at your own faults? Would you go on a show with something like that? Let us know what you think. And let us know who you're supporting for the mayor's race. If you're for Teresa Alston Stokes or you're for Sandy Robertson, let us know what you think. As always, follow us. TUconservative.com is the website. We'll be back.